Okay, welcome to the call, you guys. We're walking through Brian Tracy's recipe for selling. So there are 7 points. Last week, we tackled point number 4, which was how to close the sale. I know we probably should have done these in order, but we didn't. So we are going with point 1 now, and that is, how do you find prospects? Because I feel like this is for me, this is probably the thing that requires the most work and attention and a skill I want to get better at. Anybody else? Okay, I saw Aaron's hand. And I can only see, I'm only looking at 4 of you right now, so someone else may have raised their hand too. But okay, so finding prospects, I told you I found this guy that I really like his training. So I listened to him last night. Here were his 5 points that he said before you even, think about finding prospects. These are his 5 points, and how do you go about doing that? So number 1, he said, it is a process. If we think, oh, it's all in one place, you go right here, here's all the contacts that you need. It's wrong. It is a process with whoever, wherever. And so I think we have to get in that mode, which is kind of why I wanted to go back to, you better have a system to track your activity, because it is a process. And what we know, it takes us between 1 and 10 times for someone to buy, regardless, not just Juice Plus. And if we don't have some sort of process that reminds us, here's who you need to talk to, here's where you are in the process, you better follow up, then we're really, really losing out, and it's going to hold us back. So make sure that we've got a tracking process and acknowledge that it is a process to building our prospect base, okay? And we better have one. So we're going to kind of get into that a little bit. What does that process look like as far as tracking, and what does that process look like as far as finding a place to go find those contacts? Next, he said, just make sure you're not prejudging. And I'll have to say that, honestly, I had a customer who literally last Monday, I prayed and said, Lord, okay, I've got a couple people in the works to bring them on as distributors, but I need you to take me to those people. And I literally was praying and saying, I'm right. And I have literally on my prayer, I keep my prayer list on my iPad, and I've got a list. And I said, I want 10 new distributors before the end of the year. And so I listed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And so anyway, I went into the day with that top of mind. But I will have to say, I probably do have prejudge of who I'm looking for. And I called a brand new customer who I never in a million years would have thought, for many reasons. So I'm talking to her, and it was like, in my heart, God was like, ask her if she wants to join your team. And I was like, okay, no, there's no way. And it was, again, God was like, ask her if she wants to join your team. And so finally I was like, okay. So I'm talking to her, and she's telling me she's having great results. She's been taking it now for about a month. And I said to her, I said, hey, do you want to just do this with me and get a little side hustle going? Literally, she said to me, Elaine, I can't even believe you said that. I just prayed and said, God, she said, I was looking at your pictures on when you're in Uganda, and I want a ministry in Uganda. She's from Kenya. And she said, I literally said, God, the finances aren't there. If you want me to grow a ministry in Kenya, actually, she said, you've got to bring me a way to make money to do that. You guys, so anyway, so she said, so what I'm here to tell you is, sure, why not? That was her answer to me. So I said, go find 3 customers and we'll get you signed up. So you guys, I'm telling you, I should have invited her to this call. But anyway, I'm just telling you that, 1, pray about it. And 2, we got to have have this top of mind and not prejudge people for who is going to do it and who isn't. I would never thought she would have wanted it, but I loved her saying, why not? What do I have to lose? And I just prayed about it. So I thought that was really good. Okay. Then the third thing, exposure is everything. And he just talked about, guys, I think if anything, Teensy is going to remind me, and I think I've seen it in those people who are doing Teensy, and not that this is about a Teensy commercial, but you know what it's forcing you to do is talk to more than 2 or 3 people a week. How many people did you talk to last week, Erin?
I'm pulling it up right now. I'll never forget, Elaine, when you said to me from the very beginning, you got to talk to 40 people a week. And I thought, what? And then I realized, though, I realized that I'm doing that, you know, but Teensy is making me do that. So I was probably doing maybe a half of that, but then you just realize, like, you can touch people pretty quick. So I gotta do 29 prospects and 22 customers, and then my team.
Good. Okay. So I love that you just basically validated what I said is, when I see numbers coming through, usually what I'm here to tell you, we're not talking to enough people. And you're right. I think, 40 plus. And here's what I also know is, when you set that goal and you realize I can do that, it isn't out of reach, and it's a mindset. So exposure is everything. If we're only exposing ourselves to 10 people, 5 people, 7 people, we're not going to, I guarantee it is going to be a slow road getting to national marketing director or even to your next level. So I'm going to challenge you guys. You got to up that number. I've got to up that number. And last week I was really, really focused. And I thought, can I get 50 this week? And it be legitimate connections. And I did. And so here's what I'm here to say is, challenge yourself with that number. Exposure is everything. Number 4, he said the fortune is in the immediate follow-up. And I'm telling you, I saw Sandy Dial just jump on. Sandy and I worked a booth together, and her precious little granddaughter, look at her. Anyway, we did a booth not long ago together, and I didn't do that. I did follow up with everyone, but it wasn't as immediate as it should have been. And I'm telling you, if you want to nail the sale, as Carrie Viviello says, we have got to do immediate follow-up. And then lastly, he talked about work with the willing. You know what? Touch everyone. That's the good thing of having a big goal, but you're really exposing everyone, but then really lock arms with those people who are responding back to you, and really run with the ones who want to run and are willing to work. And here's what I found is, they're going to, when you're connecting with them, maybe they're people who aren't really willing to work, but if you're consistently connecting with them, I think things will change. Do you not agree? Anybody else on Teensy? I keep looking at Erin. She's one of the 4 that's showing up. But, when you're reaching out, but you're not worried about the outcome, you're focused on making those connections, it's really cool to see how you're able to not worry about if someone has not responded to you. You're not focused on that. You're focused on your number and making sure you made the connection. And then what happens is, I'm almost embarrassed. We got an event Tuesday night, and I went back to my, I've been doing my tracking in the reminders app, and I printed it off to see how many times I invited some of these people. I'm getting some yeses from some people who, embarrassingly, I've asked them to an event 6 or 7 months in a row, and they haven't come. But you know what? Eventually they're like, this girl's not going to give up. I guess I may as well go. So you guys, even though maybe people don't seem to be willing when we're talking about these prospects, over time, they just might be, when they realize you're not giving up unless they got to be bold enough to tell you no. And not very many people are bold enough to do that. So wear them down, kill them with kindness and persistence. Okay, so here's what I want. I'm going to throw up, you guys know, hold on, let me go back here for a second. You guys know this form. How many of you guys have seen this form here? Hold on, this one, where it gives you ideas of where to go. Has everybody seen that form?
No.
No?
No, I have not.
I'll send it out to everyone, but here's what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to get your pen and paper, and if you're driving like Marie, record it on your phone or somehow, some way, or do it when you get home, but do this. I want us each one to go through every single one of these mind triggers. This is gonna get your mind triggering. And what we're gonna take 5 minutes, and I want you guys to literally just do not think about it when I call something out. I want you to write names down, okay? I'm gonna walk through these really quick, and we are gonna build a list. You can add them to your Teamsy, make sure they're on Teamsy or whatever system you're using to connect with people, both prospects, both customers and distributors. All right, you guys ready? All right, here we go. List your warm market. So acquaintances, a lot of times we have acquaintances that are not in our database. They're not on our iCloud. They're not in our Facebook. So think about especially acquaintances very recent and acquaintances a long time ago. So whatever names are coming to mind, just start writing. How about child care providers? You know what I'm finding is my kids' friends and childcare, like they're old enough now to do this business. Closest friends. I just thought of someone, reached out to her this week from that I haven't talked to in 20 years. I'm actually writing as I go. Coworkers. We forget about a lot of coworkers we used to work with. House cleaners, maids, interior decorators. One of my last distributor I just got 2 weeks ago, she is my interior decorator that I've been working with. Love her, can't wait for y'all to meet her. All around, it says decorator neighbors, all around you. I'm not sure what that means, but what about your neighbors? I'm thinking about, I had some new neighbors just come in. Teachers. What teachers did your kids have? You know, our teachers may be getting old if you're as old as me. I had my mom's first grade teacher. Okay, your relatives, your aunts. I just got my cousin on as a customer last week. Brother-in-law, brothers, cousins, daughter-in-law, grandkids. Write as fast as you can. First name comes to your mind. Nephews, nieces, parents. You guys, I'm telling you what, I have got a lot of customers who are friends with my parents. Retired relatives, sister-in-laws, sisters, son-in-laws, uncles. Okay. I know someone who is and here's what I also want to tell you. Those of you who've been around long enough, do you remember we read that book, Work the Pond? And it talked about some of our weakest links can lead us to some of our strongest team members. And I think about that often when I look at who your current team members are. Who was the link that took you to them? It's always one removed, if not a couple removed. So just don't think, oh, they're too far. I don't know them that well, because sometimes that leads us to the best people. Architect or architectural, antique dealer. Ooh, I just thought of someone right now when it said antique. Brenda Jones. Sorry. She'd be good. Okay. Art instructor. Avon, Mary Kay reps. I got a lot of reciprocal people. Bank teller, bottled water supplier, bus driver, carpenter, chiropractor, coffee supplier, conservation officer, contractor, club scout leader, dietitian, dry cleaner employee, editor, electrician, fireman. Ooh, I've done events at a firehouse before. Firemen, a lot of firemen are very healthy. And you know what you can do it with is there's that book called Engine 2 Diet by Eggleston, I think is his name, his son. That's a good one to take that when you go and kind of do your talk around that. Florist, funeral director, furniture salesman, grocery store manager, hairdressers. Hairdressers are great distributors. A hotel manager or owner, a judge, karate teacher, kids' current teachers, kids, a lab technician, librarian, massage therapist, monument business, music teacher, notary of a republic, notary public. Gosh, I can't say that. Nurse, office manager, pampered chef, Tupperware rep, pilot, stewardess. I met a really sharp stewardess I have to follow up, which just reminded me when I went, was out of town. Probation officer, restaurant owner, scuba instructor, seamstress, secretary, security guard, sheriff, speech therapist, sports team member, student, supermarket manager, teacher, tire or auto parts employee, title agent, trash collector, truck driver, Tupperware rep, UPS driver, waitress, waiter, welder, yoga, workout instructor, giver to my parents. I just got that distributor, caregiver. She's the director. Delivers parcels. Yay, Sandy Dial. That's how Sandy and I met. Goes bowling with you. Who goes bowling? Anybody bowl? Elks, Rotary, Lions Club. I know Jane Preston's always good about being part of a lot of those clubs and has gotten a lot of customers that way. Lives down the street, mows my lawn, owns my house, apartment, remodeled my house, repaired my TV, sells me gasoline, was in my carpool, was the best man, a maid of honor. Think about that. I'm telling you what, I'm thinking of a gazillion people. I haven't looked at this, but I'm going to go back, but I'm just trying to get you to, I want everyone to have 25 names by the time I'm done with this list. So if you don't, be prepared. Accountant, association member, auto mechanic, babysitter. Our goal's 25 by the time I'm done with this list. Then you can go back and review it again. Bank teller, hairdresser, barber, co-workers, boss, bowling team members. Whoever wrote this is a bowler, I guess. Bunko, car salesman, children's friends, church members, club members, church members. I'm telling you guys, I got so many from my parents' church, the church I grew up. I got a ton of customers. College friends. I haven't even tapped into my college friends, I have to say, in 20 years. Convenience store manager, daycare provider, delivery person, dental hygienist, dentists, doctors, dermatologists, fishing, hunting buddies. You guys have heard my story. Linda Gardner became a distributor through my husband's hunting buddy, Art Turkhurst. Financial planner, former boss, garage mechanic, golf buddies, gynecologist, hairdresser, high school friends, housekeeper, hunting buddies, insurance agents, interior decorators, kids teachers, landlord, landscaper, lawyer, leasing agent, mailman, manicurist, minister, nutritionist, optometrist, paperboy, party planner, personal trainer, pet groomer. Good gosh, I'm thinking of 100,000 people. Pharmacist, photographer. Ooh, that just brought someone to mind, especially that I need to call. Piano teacher, previous coworkers, previous neighbors, property managers, real estate agents, retired coworkers, retired friends. And we're getting ready. Joey and Carrie's on here. Both Joey just retired. We're getting ready to do an event for specifically for retired couples at their house on Thursday night. I can't wait. Scrapbooking, veterinarian, wedding planner, appliance person, boat, motorcycle person who you bought from. These are people you bought from. Camper, trailer, truck, computer, craft supplies. And then, okay, let me see if there's anything else. Okay, so there you go. How many people have at least 20 to 25 names? Raise your hand, let me see. All right, more. Anybody have any more? Okay, tell me how many you have. Karen, how many names did you come up with?
1, 2, 3, 14, because I've already gone through this list in my head a million times, and I've contacted all those other people. So I've got 14 new ones, though.
All right, well, I'm going to resubmit this to everyone, and you guys do this until you get 50 new names on the list. That's your homework, 50 names on this list. Carrie, Joey, how many did you guys come up with?
About 25.
25. Allison? Wait a minute, you're on mute. You're on mute.
Right now about 10-ish, but I need to go back through it. I was trying to remember names.
Okay, all right. Let's see, Brenda. Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Sorry. I have 22 from what you said, and then when you were talking, I had 4 previously, so 26.
Good. Precious.
8.
8.
18.
18. Okay, I was going to say you got work.
She has been working. She has, I can tell you.
I know. I can see by the numbers. Okay, so you guys just saw there how fast we went through that list. And literally, look how many names we came up with. So here's what I would suggest is once a month, go back through that list. You know, I can tell you, I was trying to read, but I was like getting names thinking, oh my gosh, I got to write that down. So many times I think we think, oh my gosh, someone's got to give me this new tip or this new idea to get new names. No, there's no magic bullet. You know what I mean? There's just not. We have to get out there and talk to people and be top of mind. I'm speaking to the choir. I'm not preaching at you. I'm preaching to myself too. I mean, after 20 years, I literally bet I can come up with 100 names by looking at that paper. How many people agree with me? They probably could do the same thing. Oh, yeah. You guys, I'm telling you that I think going back to, I don't know how many of you guys read this book with us, Girls Stop Apologizing. The first 8 chapters are excuses. And the excuses are, we've gone through our warm market. We don't know who to talk to. It's bull. It is bull. We're lazy. We are lazy, and we're scared, and we're fearful, and we wonder what people will think. I wonder what they're going to think. They're not thinking about you. Everyone's so busy thinking about themselves. I promise you, they're not thinking about us. So we need to stop being lazy. We need to stop being fearful. We need to stop thinking about ourselves. And we need to get these names down and then figure out how we're going to connect with them. Okay? So,
Elaine, I think that one of the things that helps me so much is always having the events. You know, I know or Corey. I mean, right now we have a Taste of the Shred coming up, which is my favorite event, honestly, of all of them. And so, I mean, just that's an easy way to, because I feel like I'm giving them something. I'm not just asking.
Well, and I think too, Brenda, the great thing about having an event, literally, okay, you guys, I have to tell this story. Okay, we'll stop the recording because now